Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fire Parts for Truth, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. I hope all will be. So, just a few updates in our world. My bank account card was hacked twice between spring and summer. And I had had a couple memberships on YouTube, so those payments would not be able to go through. And so I was dealing with that with the bank. And I just want to do a quick encouragement. I hope you're drawing closer to Jesus. I hope you found God or made peace with any resistance or upset with God. I hope that you've settled your upset with Creator God, and that you're joining forces with the freedom fighters, no longer following the red or blue paradigm. Freedom, American freedom, because it's really chaotic right now and it's not going to stop. And I'm glad I was wrong about the World Cup. No major catastrophes happened, so that's good, because there's other major catastrophes going on, so I guess that covered that. And lots of misbehaving by ICE agents and police for too long, especially the police. Instead of the leaders straightening up our country, just creating more devastation and upset. So because of that, it's very vital that you keep enough non-perishable food items stored up and water. And maybe something to, it's not a surge protector, but it's for EMP attacks. Fuel for your generator, if you have any solar or wind, that would be helpful. And that's really all I wanted to share. Outside of that, if you're new visiting here, you'll know that I am the scapegoat of the family that I once was part of. So periodically we discuss family issues, people going no contact, and toxic networks where people are targeted. Barely a month after the courts were settled, I received some strange messages on my YouTube from a niece of mine that I never was particularly close with because of the family abuse. I had started distancing myself a number of decades ago, actually, at least on a psychological level, even if there was still some contact with the family. I kept contact longer than I should have, and it caused irreparable harm in my life. Kept going back into abusive network. So that wasn't fun to deal with those messages, because she could have emailed me or called our telephone. So far in the last couple of years, some of the members have popped up unannounced, rude, ridiculing, shaming. They messed with between me and my brother. This is the families. So that I couldn't get to him before he passed away. I would have liked to see my brother before he passed away. There's dozens and dozens of calls on other network phone lines, and they know that we tried to get a hold of him. But they're painting the picture that I wasn't there for anyone during the darkest hours, and they hope that I'm haunted by it for the rest of my life. They hope I'm punished by it for the rest of my life. meaning I wasn't there in the darkest hours before the man that raised me and my oldest sibling, but we were actually not on good terms for a number of years. So it's just part of the lying, the family lying system. They lie, they lie, they lie. They cover up, they cover up. They keep stuff from each other, and that's why our family's completely disintegrated. Both sides, way before I left fully, but it was just slowly but surely falling apart. And it looks like, even after all these years, they're still looking to blame, and it looks like I'm one of the forerunners of being blamed. Even though I was the last born in that particular network, outside of the niece and nephew and my child. So it's kind of like I got sandwiched between the original toxic abuse and then whatever parts of that, the lying, the cover-up, the group conscious amnesia, like a form of amnesia in the family, denying truths, facts, and scapegoating. So for some reason, even after these years, now the man that raised me just died last year, so that's rather new. But that was sandwiched in between me almost getting killed by the police again, and a bunch of illegal, not lawfully followed legal proceedings around my life. And there was still illegal proceedings against me right after the man that raised me died. So the biggest enemies of the family that were the enemies of the family were all of the family members, enemies of each other, use one another. But one of the most controlling ones that actually entered the family through marrying my brother, she brought some of the most unsettling destruction to our family. My family would have already self-destructed, but it was just kind of like this added element that took the escalation of toxicity and control to a whole new level. She came into our family, I think I was around 14, and I was already trying to figure out how I was going to escape the network, but I never fully did, and I'm 51, so. But that's just a heads up, a recap, and I'm going to circle back around to storing up food and water and other essentials and supplies as best as you possibly can. And to know that our government has gone rogue, and it doesn't appear that things are going to settle down anytime soon. So stay protected, stay aware, and draw closer to Jesus. And maybe I'll visit next week, and maybe I won't. But be prepared to know that the devastations are not going to stop, and you need to mentally and physically and spiritually prepare for that. To stay as strong as possible. Take each day, each moment at a time, especially if you're feeling extra overwhelmed. So just take each day as it comes. Learn techniques with Jesus to block out attacks and persecution as best as possible. And I send all my love to you. And know that I love you. And I hope that those that I love, that were part of my family but never were really my family, I hope that you find peace and understanding in the truth of Jesus Christ about everything to do with our family and the originators of the chaos and Mannheim and the family. Because it wasn't me. Okay. Have a good one. Bye.